In this video, we're going to be talking about comparing numbers. So let's take our first example. Write in either greater than or less than to make the following statement true. This is 4.06. I'm just going to put a box because that's saying where we need one of our symbols, one of our inequalities up here, and 4.1. Now, the way we're going to do this is we're going to be using place value. We're going to be using our columns that we had in our previous video. So if we notice, we're going to have some units. There's going to be a decimal point, some tenths, and some hundredths. So 4.06, the 4 is in the units, the 0 is in the tenths, and the 6 is in the hundredths. 4.1, we have a 4 in the units and a 1 in the tenths. Now when we compare numbers, we go from left to right because the left-hand side is the bigger stuff and the right-hand side is the smaller stuff. Okay, so let's look at the furthest thing to the left. That's our units column. Now in our units column, they both have the same digit. They both have the digit 4. So we can't say which number is bigger or smaller from the units column. So we're going to have to move right. We're going to have to move right to our tenths column. Now 4.06 has a 0 in the tenths column and 4.1 has a 1 in the tenths column. Now 1 is bigger than 0. So as we've moved from left to right, we've got to the first stage in which one of the numbers is bigger than the other. Because that, we would say 4.1 is bigger than 4.06. Or, if we write it as we have done in this line here, 4.06 is less than 4.1. Now we've got to be careful because although 4.06, we have a 6 on the end, the 6 only represents hundredths, which are smaller than the tenths. So although the digit 6 is bigger than the digit 1, the 1 represents 1/10, where the 6 represents 6/100ths, which is smaller. For our second example, we're going to write these numbers in order of size from smallest to biggest. Those numbers are going to be 0.5, 0.15, 0.099, and 1.1. So again, we're going to use our place value. So we're going to have units, our decimal point, tenths, hundredths, and in this example, we do actually have some thousandths. So 0.5 has 0 in the units, 5 in the tenths. 0.15 has a 1 in the tenths, 5 in the hundredths. 0.099 and 1.1. So If we're looking for the biggest first, we're going to look at our units column. And the only one with any value other than 0 in our units column is 1.1. So 1.1 is going to be our biggest. So 1.1 is going to be our biggest. Now we move along. We look at our temps column. We've done with the 1.1 at the bottom, so I'm just going to cross it out. So we're comparing the top three. Now 0.5 has a 5 in the temps column, which is bigger than 1 and 0. So that is going to come next biggest. And 0.15 has a 1 in the temps column. So that is going to be our second smallest. Our third biggest, our second smallest, and finally 0.099. Now, this gives us our list. This gives us our list here. Starting from smallest to biggest, 0.099 is the smallest. Although the digits are the biggest, the number itself is smallest because the digits are in the hundredths and the thousandth column. They're small. Then 0.15, 0.5, and 1.1.